And now I'd like to introduce Milena Berhana.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so today we'll be discussing the importance of medication adherence, vaccine confidence, and safe drug disposal, as well as the Script Your Future campaign. So first, we'll start with medication adherence and why it's important. Firstly, medication adherence is a nationwide public health issue, especially when it comes to chronic disease management. Non-adherence to medication, whether it's not filling out a prescription at all or not following the medication regimen, can lead to worsened health conditions for patients. In addition, medication adherence is a costly health issue, costing patients billions of dollars per year. Another contemporary health issue is vaccine confidence, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Vaccine confidence has acted as a significant barrier to mitigating the COVID-19 pandemic. This is due to the spread of misinformation about the vaccine and politicization of the pandemic in its entirety. There's also an issue of widespread vaccine hesitancy that has kept the United States from reaching herd immunity from COVID-19. The pandemic also impacted overall vaccine uptake of immunizations for children and adults alike. We are concerned that kids have fallen off of their schedule for recommended vaccines. Additionally, many adults have also forgone their routine immunizations. This is why we find it critical that we include vaccine confidence as a key priority for education to consumers. So what is the Script Your Future campaign? The campaign was launched by the National Consumers League in 2011. The website, scriptyourfuture.org, previously provided medication adherence tools and resources for patients, family caregivers, and healthcare professionals. The campaign originally focused on cardiovascular disease, respiratory disease, and diabetes, and now includes education and outreach on vaccine confidence and safe drug disposal. Since 2011, Script Your Future has conducted and participated in more than 1,950 community health events, reaching more than 60,000 healthcare providers and 27.5 million consumers with the adherence message. Another aspect that's being added to the challenge this year is the inclusion of safe drug disposal. Safe drug disposal is important in preventing harmful use of over-the-counter and prescription drugs. Unsafe drug disposal poses a danger to children and pets in the household who can get access to drugs. There are also environmental harms, such as water contamination, that comes from flushing medications down the toilet or throwing them away unsafely. Patients may not know that there are safe and convenient ways to dispose of their expired or non-expired drugs, which shows that there is a need for patient education on safe drug disposal. Pharmacists play a crucial role in increasing medication adherence, vaccine confidence and uptake, and safe drug disposal. They are well-trusted healthcare providers in their communities and have high community engagement. This is important in pharmacists' abilities in educating patients about medication adherence, vaccine safety and efficacy, and safe drug disposal. Patient education is important in order to guide patients in how to adhere to their medications, combating misinformation and increasing access to vaccines, as well as disposing of drugs safely. So what is the Script Your Future Team Challenge? It's a 9-week-long challenge open to pharmacy and other health profession students, engaging the next generation of healthcare professionals. The challenge promotes the importance of medication adherence, vaccine confidence, and safe drug disposal through the utilization of Script Your Future materials. After each school's team submits its report, winners for Team Challenge Awards will be chosen by challenge judges. Each participating school has the opportunity to win an award in the following categories: the National Award, the Rookie Award, Health Disparities, Media Outreach, Creative Interprofessional Team, and Technology Innovation. The 2021 Team Challenge was successful in increasing vaccination uptake in communities across the country. A total of 134,000 patients were vaccinated against COVID-19 through mass vaccination clinics. Team Challenge participants also had over 280,000 patient interactions across the country, in addition to high rates of return for complete COVID-19 vaccination. 85% of follow-up vaccinations were Pfizer and 96% were Moderna. Goals of the team challenge include the following: planning and implementing activities in communities to increase vaccine confidence and medication adherence, securing media interest in the issue of vaccine hesitancy and your activities, measuring and reporting on your impact, engaging the next generation of healthcare leaders, encouraging the strength of interprofessional care teams and promoting vaccination, and developing partnerships with local community organizations. Some important dates to consider are November 30th, 2021, which is when the letter of intent is due, January 17th to March 28th, 2022, which are the beginning and end dates of the challenge, April 4th, 2022, when the report is due, and May 2022, when the awardees will be notified. Thank you to our sponsors and partners, the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy, National Association of Chain Drugstores Foundation, the National Community Pharmacists Association, and American Pharmacists Association. Thank you very much for listening. And for any additional information or questions about the Script Your Future Challenge, you can contact me at milenab@nclnet.org. And now we'll take any questions or comments.
Yeah, thank you, Melina. Yeah, great job. So, no,
oh, you're just doing it through here.
I think folks can hear me. Yeah, we have time to go through any questions folks have, or since I know we have some past participants, would love to even hear some of you chime in on how you think it went last year. And if you have any feedback for how we can make this year's team challenge even better, feel free. I know we invited you to this boring presentation. I'm just kidding, but we would love to hear from you. And it's a small enough group that feel free to either raise your hand or just go ahead and come off mute. And feel free to interject, ask a question, or make a comment. So last year we had 32 schools participate in the team challenge. I'm kind of competitive with myself, so I'd like to see, us have more schools this year in the 2022 challenge than last year. I know it was hard for students. I mean, 2019 went off right as the pandemic. 2020 was difficult because it went off right after the pandemic. It shut down or in the middle of the shutdown. So it was kind of an interesting year. But 2021 was fantastic. We were so thrilled with the outcomes, and so many of the schools that participated in the team challenge, they all just did some great work. I was really happy to serve as one of the reviewers on the applications that we received. And so at the end of the challenge, the teams submit a report, and we ask for metrics and lots of details and anecdotes and even patient testimony if you have any. All of that helps to make your application stand out. And the national awards, it's always a toss-up between like the top three. And so we gave out two national awards last year and one rookie award. I don't know if University of Hawaii is on right now, but I'm looking at you from our Rookie of the Year this year for 2022. Anybody have any questions?
I can go. This is Jamie Biro, University of Charleston, and we love to participate in Script Your Future. And yes, it is dress up day today. So I do look like a vampire, and that is how I'm supposed to look. I'm super excited with the two things that you have added this year. So the vaccine confidence and the safe drug disposal. I think those are very, very important things. And I really think that's going to give us just a lot more opportunities to reach out into the community and to make a difference. So thank you. Thank you for that addition.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Particularly because of COVID, a lot of folks have fallen off their routine immunizations, right? We all we're trying to stay on schedule. And, my son was a year late to his HPV vaccine, but we got it done just recently. So, I'm guilty of myself of getting my son his routine vaccines as well. I got my flu shot while I was there. So, there's always an opportunity to be in the community with education and on these different topics. And then I see the opportunity for safe drug disposal, something that I think most people don't know. And when you have you change off of one and you go on to another, or you have just a number of issues that you don't know what to do with all the leftover medications, and it's now harmful to the environment. I think that our young people will really want to know about that, how if we're not disposing of our prescription drugs and over-the-counter drugs in a responsible way, we're also harming the environment. So there's a climate action there, and a story to tell there as well. So thank you, Jamie. Yeah, you guys always do well. You guys are a tough school to beat.
Like I said, we really enjoy the participation in Scripture Future. The students look forward to it every year.
Great. So I will put a plug in your ear, since I've got your engagement, is that we would like to start an alumni group for Scripture Future. Since Scripture Future just turned 10, it'd be fantastic if we could get a group of alumni together and just start with like a board group, so that we can, moving forward, have a cohort of past Scripture Future participants to help, mentor, or just, bring a connection to the students, as they graduate and go on to practice either as a community pharmacist or, out in a community. It'd be nice to help build those connections as well. So we're thinking about that. So if anybody has any ideas or wants to help in making this happen, please feel free to reach out to Milena or I. You guys know how to reach us. Well, I know it's Friday afternoon, and folks probably just want to get out the door. I know it's 2:00 Eastern time, so we're almost ready to shut down here on our side. Not a lot happens after 3:00 Eastern time. No, I'm just kidding. So thank you all for joining. Unless anybody else has any comments, I really do welcome them now.
Hey, actually, I'm so sorry. I think you're about to end this. My name is
Yep.
Jenny King from Western University of Health Sciences. I actually did have a question, and I'm so sorry if I missed this information, if you had already mentioned it. But I do notice that you guys are expanding the topics like medication adherence, now vaccine confidence, and now onto the safe drug disposal. Are you expecting all three of those pillars to be like targeted, or is it okay if it's like the project just focuses on one aspect of the three?
It's still okay if it focuses on one aspect. Like if all your outreach is focused on obesity, medication adherence, yes, that's totally fine. It's really more of like these are options, right? Menu options, and sometimes they're and or, right? But yeah, I feel like if you're going through someone's list of medications and you're saying, these are the medications you take, and this is how often you take them, and what happens when you run out, or when you switch from a brand name to a generic, now you've got to toss the brand name. I mean, there are all these instances where just the awareness, and we want to share, educational resources with the pharmacy students, and to share with their consumers about this, just so that we can continue to raise awareness about this.
Thank you.
There's a really good question here from Karen. You want me to read your question, or do you want to read it?
Oh, I can unmute. My name is Karen. I'm one of the LECOM student coordinators for our Florida campus. And we have a significant portion of our students that are virtual. So they are not located, on campus, participating in the local community. And last year we did a lot of flyers and just kind of putting information out there on social media, but would love to hear if anyone has some best practices to share about like engaging and live activities that were virtual. Would love to hear them.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would just say that sometimes, like, you know, it's hard to engage or invite people to a Twitter chat if you don't know who they are, right? And how to target the people in your community when you don't have their social media. But if you can, like, if I had to do something like a Facebook Live, I might, you know, find a Facebook group from a community organization, maybe all the followers on the, you know, I don't know, Old Town Community Center page, and say, you know, can we post some messages on your, you know, webs or your Facebook or your, you know, just kind of like a little takeover and push content to a partner page. That's an engagement. You know, sometimes community-based organizations would love to maybe feature a video. We had a lot of videos actually come in last year. Folks were doing Zoom calls and recording them and then sharing those videos on social media. Those were really innovative.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I
have
almost feel
another
like
question.
Oh, sure.
Sorry.
No, don't say it.
Hi, Amelia. Thank you for this presentation. I just have a quick question. Part of the interprofessional consortium that we're trying to build here in Florida is a merger of a lot of the schools in Florida. And I was just wondering, is it possible to join this kind of challenge as a consortium versus as a school, or do you guys still prefer that there is a leading school?
Yeah, the school is the designated point of contact. So we need one academic advisor and one student point of contact. So I would say preferably that would be the pharmacy school and the pharmacy student. And then that consortium would just use that point of contact as how they would do it. So yeah, that would totally be fine. But yes, in terms of like the award, like if you all win, the award would go to the pharmacy school. We'd have to figure that out. That's the tricky part, because a lot of the interprofessional teams award challenge, they do work, you know, with other allied health professions, schools and community-based organizations. And so that's how that works. But yeah, I don't think the award would technically be in the name of the consortium unless the pharmacy school headed it. Makes sense?
Yeah, makes total sense. I also have another question. The medication adherence for this year, maybe I have missed it, but you had mentioned, is it obesity or is it still the respiratory cardiovascular diseases?
It's still respiratory cardiovascular, yeah, all of those. But any, so yeah, the focus is still on chronic diseases, and it doesn't have to be just limited to those chronic diseases. It's chronic disease management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so
And I'll
much.
probably want to help to flesh that out a little bit better as well. We have targeted materials for those specific chronic diseases, and I think there's definitely room to grow that list. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, we're excited. You know how to reach out to us if you have any questions in the meantime. Those of you on the call today, if I don't hear from you from your letter of intent, I will definitely be reaching out and following up to see if you're going to be submitting this year. But yeah, we're excited to see many of you back again. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good weekend.